So first we're gonna start by writing f of x, g of x, f prime of x, g prime of x, which are the four elements we need in order to solve this problem. Well, f of x is x to a third, and g of x is x to a second divided by 2 minus 1 in parentheses to a fifth power. Then we need to get f prime of x. We do that by multiplying the 3, which is your exponent, times x, 3 minus 1, and it will equal 3x to a second. So that is our f prime of x. Now, g prime of x, what we need to do is first we need to get the exponent, which is a 5. We multiply 5 times the parentheses x to a second divided by 2 minus 1, close parentheses, to a fourth, because we did the 5 minus 1, right? Then we need to get what's with the x. So it will be times x. And how did we get that? We did it by x to a second divided by 2. So the exponent to a second, you subtract 1 and multiply the 2, so it will be 2x over 2, meaning it equals x. So that's why we got an x. So g prime of x is 5x, open parentheses, x to a second divided by 2 minus 1, close parentheses, to a fourth.
So this next part is very easy. The first thing you have to do is multiply the f of x times the g prime of x and the g of x times the f prime of x. So what we're going to cross multiply the four terms we have. So y prime equals 5x times x to the third times, open parentheses, x to the second over 2 minus 1 to the fourth power. This is what we did by multiplying the f of x times the g prime of x. And then we're going to add a plus sign, and we're going to multiply the f prime of x and the g of x, which would give us 3x squared times x squared over 2 minus 1 to the fifth power in parentheses. And then we're going to factor the biggest numbers we can from both terms. So here you can see we can factor x squared and the parentheses to the smallest shared number, which is to the fourth. And then we're going to multiply it by whatever numbers give us the original numbers in the y prime. So it's going to be 5x squared to get the original 5x to the fourth. And then we add the plus sign, and then we're going to multiply it by 3 and 1 parenthesis of x to the second over 2 minus 1 to get it to the fifth power. Your equation should read as following. Y prime equals x to the second times, open parentheses, x to the second over 2 minus 1, close parentheses, to the fourth, open bracket, 5x squared plus 3 times, open parentheses, x to the second over 2 minus 1, close parentheses, and close bracket. So now we're going to try to simplify the numbers that are in the bracket. And we will do that by multiplying the 3 times the x squared over 2 and the 3 times the negative 1, which would give us 5x squared plus 3x squared over 2 minus 3. And then we can simplify the x squared if we get the same denominator. So we're going to turn the 5x squared into a 10x squared over 2. And we're going to add it to a 3x squared over 2. So we will get the equation of y prime equals x squared times, open parentheses, x to the second over 2 minus 1 to the fourth power times, open parentheses, 13x squared over 2 minus 3 and close parentheses. And since you cannot simplify anything else, that is your final answer.